Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy Panama Fargo back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're going to be talking about why the Raiders need to start Aiden O'Connell. All right. And will Josh McDaniels make the right decision? About to show y'all something that really might change your mind. So without further ado, let's go ahead, get the video started, and let's get the show cracking.
Young guy, I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports.
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Once again, make sure you guys are tapping on the like and the subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting on the little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes like this one right here. And like I was saying, man, we're going to go over why the Raiders need to start Aiden O'Connell. And if you are one of the people that say, he needs a little more seasoning, which, can be true as well, but I am a firm believer that he gives us the best chance to win. If you don't believe me, believe our star wide receiver, Davante Adams. Per Jeremy Fowler, and this is from Mo Motton, per Jeremy Fowler from ESPN, Davante Adams is a big believer in Aiden O'Connell. All right? And that's from Davante Adams' lips. So if that's coming from our best offensive player, a guy who is although for as Hall of Fame, he is very dependent on the quarterback position, he is a big believer in Aiden O'Connell. And although he will not come out and say it, and he won't say it publicly, I can say it for him. And most of the fans can probably say it for him. Aiden O'Connell gives us a better chance to win than Jimmy Garoppolo. I believe most of Raider Nation believes this. I believe that some people in the front office believe that. And although they will not come out and say it, I think that is what is brewing inside of the Raiders organization. Now, remember, I don't have any insiders. I don't have any inside information. This is coming off based of just things that I read and the tea leaves that I'm reading. So before I have this inside information, I don't have it yet, but this is what I believe is going on. As of right now, Josh McDaniels is internally battling with the front office, whoever it is in there, on starting Jimmy Garoppolo because of this money factor. You have paid Jimmy Garoppolo. You have shown a commitment to Jimmy Garoppolo through the money. And now you have to try to make good on that investment. That's what they're going and battling on right now inside of that building. Now, I do have information as to say that Aiden O'Connell was not properly prepared. Okay? And we all, from this channel, if you've been watching, we all kind of knew this, but goes even further. If you don't know what happens in practice, right? Your first team quarterback gets a majority of the reps. The second team quarterback gets the remainder of that, right? The little bit that's left to get him prepared for the game. And then your third string quarterback basically gets the scraps of that, right? And whatever happens, happens. Understand that Aiden O'Connell was the third string quarterback all until last week when he was thrust into the starter position. And this is from somebody in the front office's lips. Understand this. I get this from Hondo Carpenter. So if you haven't watched that, go watch his insider information from yesterday. But at the end of the day, from a front office person's lips of the Raiders organization, they say if Aiden O'Connell was going to be thrust into a starting position sooner rather than later, based on Jimmy Garoppolo's history, you would think Josh McDaniels would prepare him more. This is coming from somebody inside of the organization. So already there's disconnect. And already that's to show you that although for as rookie as our quarterback looked, he was not fully prepared to go into that game as the starter. And look what he did. Still managed to keep the Raiders within a touchdown, still managed to almost give over 20 points, still managed to have the offense looking at least just somewhat explosive. And that's with limited game planning. That's with a coach who did not prepare him properly and a coach that did not sit there and try to put him in the best position possible. Now, when we talk about that, okay, Jimmy Garoppolo is probably going to be the starter on Monday night. All with me saying that Jimmy Garoppolo is probably going to be the starter. If I had to give it a guesstimate, I'll say the guesstimate is about 75 to 80%. I'm sure Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be out there on Monday night. With saying that, okay, the Raiders might surprise us all and say, you know what? The kid gives us a better chance. So you know what? Let's just throw him in there, have him get more game experience under his belt, and let's see how good he gets. If it was me, that's what I would do. Because I believe Aiden O'Connell showed enough to say, okay, I think he can get better. There are things to work with here. And if you hear your star receiver, your star offensive player say that, that's just more along the reason for me to say, okay, this kid might have something, right? Because Devontae strikes me as a guy that does not throw praise around lightly, right? And this right here, him saying that, we might have something. I think with more preparation, with more game experience under his belt, I think we can really see what makes Aiden O'Connell special. Okay. Now, in saying all that, like I said, I do think Jimmy Garoppolo is the starter come Monday night. And that's going to be the thing, the factor, right? How good can the Raiders be with Jimmy Garoppolo? I see my camera is kind of fucking up. But how good can the Raiders be with Jimmy Garoppolo? Okay. Keep this in mind. If the Raiders do not look better than what they did against the Chargers on Monday night, it's going to be a fan uproar because we're going to sit there and say, well, now you flip-flop quarterbacks in and out, and now, right, we don't have a rhythm as an offense because you're flip-flopping quarterbacks back and forth. We can't get a stamp on who can be the quarterback to give us the best chance to win. You run the risk of now losing the locker room as well if you put Jimmy Garoppolo back in there and he does not perform. Okay? These are all the negatives right now because if he does not perform, now it's really going downhill. All right? Especially, like I said, this three-game stretch is what's going to define the season. This 3-game stretch right here, maybe 3 to 6, but this 3-game window is going to define the season. And if Jimmy Garoppolo does not perform in this 3 games and he shits the bed, oh, it's going to be going down here real quick. Because this is a guy you paid. This is a guy not you hand selected because I always believe that Tom Brady was the number 1 choice of Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, but whatever happened, happened. Okay, so at the end of the day, Jimmy Garoppolo is a guy you said, okay, I can work with him still. You still selected him. So at the end of the day, right, he has to perform. And if he does not, we're going to have an uproar from fans, from everybody. And it's going to start being murmurings inside of the organization. Put the kid in. Put Aiden O'Connell in, right? And knowing already how you unprepared him, it's going to be now you're going to put him in the position where you got to thrust him into an important part of the season where the Raiders are losing and they need to get back into something. So that's, I think going forward, the Raiders really should start the rookie. But, you know, these are the negatives if you go back with Jimmy G. Now, the positives if you go back with Jimmy is he may perform, get his shit together, and that allows now Aiden O'Connell to come in as QB2, get more reps in practice, get more reps there, and when the situation, if the situation arises, he'll be more ready to go in. That would be the positive. And Jimmy can still be the starter. Jimmy can get us to some wins. He plays better. And that gives Aiden O'Connell more time to season himself and be more prepared. And as I believe next year will be his time to take over, if that was the case. But the way the season is going, it all depends on Monday night. And if you throw Jimmy in there and he doesn't perform, well, we all know what's going to happen. So y'all let me know down below. Should Aiden O'Connell be the starter or should he not be the starter? Comment down if you agree. If you disagree, let's have a conversation about it. Remember, make sure you guys hit the like, hit the subscribe button, all right? Share out the content with some of your friends, your fanboy or Raider fans, man, who want to get that real Raider talk, right? No gimmicks, no nothing like that. We're just talking real Raider football, man, and we're going to break it down to you as we can. So remember, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell, all right? What the hell was that? Hit the little notification bell, all right? And remember, see, this is what happens when you take a little break for a day. I start fucking up, right? So remember, make sure you guys tap on all them buttons, and you know I keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent. Serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app. Moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head. Ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids. So who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?